Hey gang, good afternoon. It is Wednesday afternoon. Coming to you in person, live now, but it'll be Memorex when you guys get to see it. But welcome once again as we just take a few minutes to talk about a couple of issues that concern Christ Lutheran Church. The first issue is this. As you know, we are getting to this end of the month time when we're just not sure what is going to take place with respect to Governor Walz and what's going to be the next segment as we progress towards a more easier, freer opening and opportunity to do worship in a way that we've maybe done it in the past. So we're going to do a couple of things. One of the things that we are going to do is we're going to hold off on our June newsletter until probably one of the first couple of days of June. The first Sunday that we would perhaps be in a position to do a larger worship service would be Sunday, June 7th. And so we're going to wait and see what happens with the governor and what he says. In fact, the governor is going to be talking this evening, and we'll see what happens on that next piece. Please know, as I've shared before, we are going to make sure that when we have a decision as to the type of worship that we can do and when we can progress to the next step, that we're going to be telling you folks first. Know also that our church council has discussed this, has been talking about it. We have got some plans laid in. We are looking and we'll be following plans from the Minnesota Department of Health, from our synods and the information that they're giving to us as well. So we will do all that we can, and we'll get that info to you as quick as we can, because like you, I am so hoping and praying that very soon we'll be able to gather together again. We'll do it safely because that's what we've got to do. But very soon we'll be hopefully doing worship more in person, even if it's 6 feet away from each other, it'll be in person. I wanted to show you my desk this morning. Now, normally before the COVID-19 pandemic kind of began, this would usually be during the course of a week how my desk at my office would look. Most pastors have a routine with respect to how they go about homiletics. Homiletics, the term means the actual art of putting together a sermon. And most pastors have their own particular way of doing that. And so what I'm going to describe to you is simply my way. And it may not be what the other pastors do. It may be the same thing as most of the other pastors. One of the things that I do, and this normally happens, although it's really messed up now, it normally happens on Sunday afternoon, because when Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening comes around, I already start looking at the texts for the following week. I'm already looking at what the psalm is, what the lessons are, and what the gospel text is. And I read through all of those because what I want to do is make sure that I get it in my head so that during the course of the week, as I'm thinking and working on what's going to take place in my message the following week, that I'm constantly looking outside and seeing if there's some things that will happen during the course of the week that will assist me on Sunday. One of the greatest pieces of advice I got from a homiletics professor was from an individual that shared with me the fact that your sermon each and every week is all around you. All you have to do is open your eyes. And so I make sure that my eyes are open all week long. And then comes all the other parts. The reason all this stuff is on my desk today was that this morning when I got here, I was going to be preaching on the gospel text for the final week in the season of Lent. However, tomorrow is Ascension Day in our church calendar, in our church year. And so this morning when I woke up, for some reason I decided, you know what? I want to preach on the Ascension Day text, which is why I've had my office like this all morning long. kind of going through some things that I'm going to do. As I say, most of the pastors have a similar thing. The COVID-19 has really messed it up because actually today is my Sunday. And so with that, either tonight or tomorrow, I'll already start looking at the following week's texts and the Gospels and things like that. But please know that, I wish it was that easy, that we could just hit a button and there'd be one right there in front of us. This is the fun way to do it, because this way you actually have to use your smarts and you leave a whole lot of it up to God, who is the one who kind of helps us put things together. But hey, just an idea. So if you want to become a pastor, you young folks, it's really easy. So no, it's not. Hey, take care. I hope you guys have a great week.